My bad for looking crazy, y'all. I know I look crazy or whatever. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. But I got to say something about this. The video is entitled "The So-Called White Man Sets Us Up on Purpose for Us to Continue to Fight Against Each Other." Yeah, the so-called white man sets us up on purpose. They, they all. Now, some people they'll look at it like this here. They'll say, if the so-called white men are so racist or whatever, he allows you is to use this platform, and you can say what you want to say, and at any point in time, he can shut you down. This is what, to me, when people say stuff like that and say, this is, we don't own these platforms and we don't this and that and the third. I don't like when people do that because they'll say things like, well, they can not know in any time, although he can shut you down at any point in time. If they want to, they cannot even allow you to speak on their platform. They can, this is how we're being used, our people, I noticed that. They'll say, he's not allowed, he won't let you, if he was so this and he was so racist, this and that and the third. And it's just a slave mindset. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna deal with more of that with the Bible later on. How people will try to say that they use the Bible to enslave people and all that kind of stuff. That's a lie. That's a lie. And I'm gonna break that down. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you something simple, and I'm gonna be able to destroy the simple people's life. What they think they know, they don't know. But they'll say, well, so-called the white man that you call the devil. Now, this is what our people say, and they'll say something like this here. And I'm gonna show you. I just want to do some addressing in this video. I went to Walmart, and I hate going, like, it's just certain stores I hate going in. Now we know we already got the enemy coming against us. Come on now, we know this is true. A lot of y'all so-called black people. Now me, I'm one of those. If I can help it, I know sometimes something will tell me is to like be circumspect and just walk off or just I get that, you know what I'm saying? But look how fucking long we've been doing this shit. But now what makes it even worse, our people will get on these jobs and they will mistreat the fuck out of their own people. But that they thought it was gonna work with me. But I spoke up and I kind of we got to start speaking out against our people mistreating each other. Now we already got the enemy that's mistreating. They definitely don't like none of them. You see what I'm saying? And they doing all these things is to receive brownie points from so-called white people. For so-called white people to give them a pat on the back because they feel like that's gonna make them superior to the so-called white man. You see what I'm saying? This is the mindset that our people have. They have a slave mindset, and I'm as long as I'm advocating, I'm gonna prove that. You see what I'm saying? And I can't stand people like that. I hate people like that. You see what I'm saying? That sits up and want to defend, and we got these oppressors out here killing our people every day in the streets. Just like that would happen in Buffalo, New York. You see what I'm saying? Why in the fuck that they come at us, the so-called black woman, they use now think about it. Esau is not going to put I would notice that they put women that over stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And we have these scriptures in the Bible that proves that. It says that women will rule over you. Let's. I just got so much on my mind, and I know I'm all over the place, and I know I should be. The I'm gonna get these scriptures. Maybe I should read them. Hold on, because sometimes this thing, it hold on, this thing sometimes it works. Women shall rule over you, King James Version of the Bible. Yeah. But I was in the store, and you know how you don't understand something. It's like they be waiting on you is to ask them a fucking question so they can just fucking treat the hell out of it. And you find me talking like this, and anytime you find me talking like that, what I just said, that means I'm pissed off and I'm angry. You you see what I'm saying? I am. And people think you don't have a right to be fucking angry. You know what I'm saying? And this shit pisses me the hell off. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna be. I refuse. That's something that I refuse to be on a job. Is a asshole. No. Before I let you enslave me, like, well, I know they ain't gonna tell me off because I know. And this is the way a lot of these managers think. They feel like if well they making good money, they ain't gonna jeopardize their job, so I can do them any kind of way. And I know they're gonna have to be humble and sweet, and they're gonna be a slave, and they're gonna say, well, let the Lord deal with it. I can't afford to lose my job. For me, I ain't been there. I wasn't one like that in the past because my family can tell you that when it comes to something like that, because they, I was setting, I don't, y'all don't want to know, because me myself, I'm a, to a degree, I'm gonna say to a degree, and I know when to keep quiet. I know when not to say that, but when it's time for me to say something, I'm one of those. I'm not gonna wait until I go home and talk and say what I don't like about you as just being a coward. The way I feel about you, I'm going to let you know up front how I feel, honestly, how I feel about you. You see what I'm saying? And y'all be like, well, I can't help it. This is how I feel. You is a asshole for your oppressor. And not only that, I had the privilege of telling her. I told her, I said, look, and they had some so-called white people behind me. And I just told them, look, I told our women of color, I said, look, don't mistreat your own people. Do it to your oppressor. The oppressor is the one that's killing our people every day. They went over in Buffalo, New York. They constantly killing our people every day. But you more mad at me, and I'm not doing nothing but trying to be peaceful and do my shopping. So who should you be mad at? More at me or more at the enemy? Because seem like more than likely they just hired you and they hire us. They hire notice they hire our people. They ain't gonna never hire a just, good, sweet black woman up in there. They gonna always hire one that's going to be the damn ignorant slave. Is to mistreat their own people in them stores. You see what I'm saying? That's who they gonna hire. And this beef with our people, whether it be on social media or whether it be just in the store, you can just be mad. Look, let me tell you something. Take it from me. You ain't got to be doing nobody nothing. You ain't got to be doing nothing wrong. Trouble gonna hunt you. And you be like, what the fuck did I do? You be like, what the hell did I do wrong? I ain't doing nothing wrong. All I'm doing is coming in this store. I just go to work. When I was working back in the day, when I was working at Popeyes or whatever, if you want a link to those videos of me, if you're interested and want to see them, just leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know if you want to see them. And I will be more than happy to either put the link in the description or either take and upload the video, a couple of videos on this channel. Just let me know if you're interested and you want to see them. I can take them from my first channel, Growth and Positive Funnel, and I can turn around and put the links in here. Let me know if you want me to just put the links or you want me to download the videos on this channel. And I will be more than happy to take and paste the links in this video here, or either take and download the videos over here on this channel. These are videos that I did like 5 years ago, 16, because I started working at Popeyes back in 2013, October the 1st, 2013. I stayed there until October the, um, let's see, 2018, all clean all the way up until like Wednesday uh, morning, like October the 8th, is when I got into an altercation with one of the managers, another brother. And he basically, I guess, telling me to leave I had to order my food and eat it inside the place. I'm not going to go into all of the whole details, but I said this shit. I was like, what the hell? I said, nobody else never gave me a problem. You know what I'm saying? That was the only problem that's happening. And it done. So what I did, to make the long story short, I ended up getting into an altercation, a debate with the brother. He was a brother, but I think I told him, I said, I called him Uncle Tom, and I just went in on him, and I just went to cussing. I went ham. You know, I said, you slave Uncle Tom. I was just saying all kind of stuff. I mean, not all kind of stuff, but I was saying enough to like, damn, you ain't got your job no more. At that point, I was mad and I didn't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? So I just, no, or whatever. Now, some people may consider that was wrong. Now, I wouldn't mind you now. I'm working, uh, just minding my own business, taking pride in my work. And I'm the type like this here. Let me come and do whatever the hell I need to do so I can get the hell away from that. I even like the people on my job look needed help. I believe in working as a team. That's the type of person I was. I wasn't the type of person is to go on a job and be like, well, you know, I'm gonna do my work, do what I need to do, or whatever, and get the hell up out of here. No, it was a team thing. You know, they needed something, another worker needed this, or they needed that, or whatever. I like, no problem. I got you. I got you. I got you. You know, that's how it was with me. And I was all outside, taking pride in making sure that the outsides was good and the dump around the dumpster, just making sure everything was sanitized. Literally treated the job like I was actually like at my house. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes you get certain people that don't appreciate what you do anyway. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all have been like that. No matter what you do, no matter how you try to do it, you still can't satisfy certain people. So you're trying to be peaceful. You're trying to like not get involved in all that because you can see that y'all can look at my videos and see most of the time I'm just by myself and I just try to just chill and just try to be peaceful. But sometimes living in this world, you can try to be peaceful. Sometimes even when you be out there, I notice that when the brothers be out there trying to preach the Bible, wake up our people and things of that nature. Number one, it's hard. It's not easy because when you say, "Hey, excuse me, what's your nationality? Can I get a few minutes with you?" Some of them will ignore you and keep passing, and that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Some of them gonna stop and listen to you. Some of them not gonna stop and listen to you. It's hard, but I still love and I have a passion for it for my people. You know, because you want your people is to be like you, keep the commandments of the Most High God, and do all these things, this and that, and the third, keeping all the 613 commandments of the laws of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? So when people out in the streets been brainwashed and they come from a place of just being conditioned to be a slave for, because all of us as so-called black people, we came from that place, and when you don't have a proper understanding and you don't want to actually do it, you're gonna rebel because most of our people have that natural rebellious. I had it once. You see what I'm saying? It took me a while to get to where I am right now. I didn't wake up one day and just say, you know what, I'm gonna clean up both bathrooms every other day. No, because I've been in an argument with my people, like all night long, like, even though I was clean, but sometimes I was kind of rebellious. Because it's just part of us. It's in our nature is to rebel. And I forgot what I was saying, but you know, all right. Um, the video cut kind of like I accidentally cut it out or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure y'all still saw me or whatever. But um, you do everything you can and try to avoid being in altercation. I do that. I was in a situation today to where I went to Walmart, right? And none of the cash registers was open, right? None of them were open. So I went over, I went up to the layaway department. You know, I didn't have many. I had about one, two, uh, I had about two items or three items. And I said, could I pay for this back here or whatever? No, you can't do it. And then I just told them, you know, and I just said, well, you know what? I left everything, the three items that I had in the bucket. I said, they not gonna forget it. Let me get up out of here. So I just left because I said I'm not gonna keep putting myself in situations to where I'm gonna have to be in altercation with people and stuff because I'm already knowing. The most I say, you already know how they is. Don't try it no more. You already know where they're gonna go. Leave that shit alone. Do without. If you have to go on a damn fast on certain things, do that. Or you have to just stick it out and do without. So maybe that's what the Most High was telling me. You see what I'm saying? So I just say, because I don't want to go and be trying to learn how to use. Y'all know about the self cash register, the self one, the one you have to work it and ring your stuff up yourself and scan your stuff yourself. But if you have a certain card or something like that, you never tried it on there, and you don't be wanting to go to people and say, "Hey, are these cards acceptable over here?" Just asking a simple question, they can get smart with you. You know what I'm saying? They get smart with you. And I'm like, I'm saying this. This is what I said. Don't mistreat me. Don't mistreat your own people. Although it's not about color, I said don't be sitting up there mistreating your own color. We not the one. You got the wrong one. They the ones doing the so-called white man is the one doing all the killing. I ain't gonna say what the hell. That would look stupid for me is to sit up and mistreat my own people, knowing they not really doing the killing. The killing is not. They not really doing anything to nobody. Our people is like unto a sheep. Why would I take something out on you just to feel superior to the oppressor? That's crazy. You tell me if you think y'all already know that that don't even make no damn sense. Y'all laughing right now, probably in the background right now, because y'all a lot of y'all know I'm right. You might be mad I'm saying what I'm saying or whatever, but deep down within, they know deep down within their soul and spirit that I'm telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. How in the hell are you gonna sit up there and take things out on the innocent, your own people, your own people? You see what I'm saying? And we're not the ones doing the killing. We ain't doing all that shit. We ain't going around harassing no damn body, doing none of that shit. What are we doing? We not doing that shit. I love my people. I don't. What the hell I look like getting on my camera, sitting up here like going against my own people? That's stupid. Do you realize how crazy that is? My brother had nothing to do with that. My sister had nothing to do with this so-called white man or white woman being just showing hate toward me, my old person. They had nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? The thing that makes me mad is when our people fall into their hands and help the oppressor oppress their people. Our people, that's the problem that our people have. We're not willing to come together and anything like that because we're so programmed and we're so conditioned is to help our enemy be persecuted. us. We become the enemy. We are trained to be the enemy. Is to come together and do just as bad or worse as Esau. You see what I'm saying? Because um, when we say that the white man is the devil, we're saying that they are the number one. Don't get me wrong. We know that in and everyone, every people will try to say there's snake in the grass in every race, right? Okay, I can agree. But at the same time, we talk when you're talking about a nation that rules the planet, everybody know all over the world, anybody can tell you that Esau ruled the planet. The so-called white man is controlled because you have to remember, the so-called white man, he didn't just colonize and conquer America. The French man did, and you know the Spaniards and things just didn't conquer Spain and went over there and did all the stuff that they did. They went. The so-called white man is everybody because no, remember he goes into everybody's land, conquer everybody's land, take their land and make it their own. They go and they push their ideology and their doctrine on everybody. That's what they do. They do. Let me show you an example. This is exactly what they do. You know what? The Most High, thank you, Most High. I thank the Most High. I thank the God of Israel. I came right to it, just that quick, just as I said. This is Psalms 49 and verse 11. It says, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Every land that they go around and they steal it and rape, rob, and murder through bloodshed and all that stuff. They call it they call it them. They are that. All of a sudden, they this. Okay, we conquering the land of Colombia. Okay, we're gonna be Colombia. We gonna go and we're gonna conquer the Cubans. We're going to say that we're them and they're us, which is the enemy, the deceiver. But they going around and pushing their ideology and making. That's why our people of color is calling themselves black. You see what I'm saying? You know what black means? Black means dirt, dirty, disgusting, and filthy. So what they do is they conquer our people, call themselves the Jews, and call them black, meaning they call them dirty, dumb, and filthy. See, the so-called white man, they goes around and they steal everybody's identity. The so-called white man, woman, and child, all of them. They go around and they steal everybody's identity and they call themselves after that same name. But we don't have sense enough is to wake up and see that. Just like Jesus, the so-called Christ is a so-called black man. Christ is not no damn Caucasian man, no, that they got on the wall, that they went around and pushed all over the world. If you look right there in Revelation 1 and 14, Revelation 1 and verse 13, the Bible says, and in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like the Son of Man, clothed in a garment down to his foot, his head and his hairs were white like wool. What race of people on the planet that has woolly hair? The so-called black man has woolly hair. You see what I'm saying? Those are the gods on the planet. You see what I'm saying? The gods that they put in the jail is our brothers and our sisters. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think they keep you in that? Not because you do drugs yourself. Just think about it now. The so-called white man can put you in a prison system because you are drinking illegally, you're not at your house. They'll put you in jail and for using drugs against yourself. What the hell is that stupid? Why don't they just take you and take you to a rehab? No. They ain't gonna do that. You know why? Like, okay, so you want to think about it. They don't care about your health. What the hell? That's crazy. I know if y'all hear that, I know that shit sounds crazy as hell to y'all. But it sounds crazy, and you know it's crazy, but you don't want to recognize it. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to acknowledge it. but because they want the so-called white man is paying them good. It ain't nothing wrong with the truth. It ain't nothing wrong with it. The truth is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But the Bible says in right here in Psalms chapter 49 and verse 11, I'm going to read it again. It says, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. After they turn around and steal these lands, they call these lands, every land that they conquer, they put their name on and call those lands after their name. They put them names and say, oh, this is my name. I'm going to steal their identity, and then I'm going to turn around and give them a different identity and place our identities, our wicked identities up on them. Now, every so-called black person, Latino, Native American person, they're going to be the devils on the planet, and we're going to be the righteous one. That's why the so-called white men call themselves white, because white represents purity. But if you look in Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25, it tells you that the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. So the characteristics of Esau, they're red and hairy all over. That's in Genesis chapter 25 and 25. And I think Genesis chapter 26 and 11, it says that Jacob, they describe Jacob was a smooth man and Esau was a hairy man all over. You see what I'm saying? So those are just the characteristics of Esau. But over time, our nations of people, including my forefathers and your foremothers and my forefathers, definitely they start mixing with the other nations and stuff. And that's probably why we're confused. And a lot of us, like myself, we hope and pray that our forefathers does not go back to these people that actually raped, robbed, and murdered and killed our ancestors and things of that nature. So that's the reason why we dealing with like this mixed race stuff, because all those things. Matter of fact, let me get that for you in the Bible. Let me show people. I just want to enlighten our people on that and show them why that we got the name, because why we look a little different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't even look like so-called African Americans. You have a lot of people that look African American, but they're not actually that. They're East Indians and all this other type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? But I just want to get that Hosea chapter 7 and verse 3. Let's read that first before we read verse 8. Hosea chapter 7 and verse 8. But I'm going to read verse 3 first before we get to verse 8. Is that all right? All right, here I go. Hosea 7 and 3. They make the king glad with their wickedness, and the princes with their lies. Verse 4. They are all adulterers, as an oven heated by the baker, who ceases from raising after he had kindled the dark until it be leave. In the day of our king, the princes have made him sick with bottles of wine. He stretches out his hand with sorcerers, for they have made ready their heart like an oven whilst they lie in wait with their baker sleepers all night in the morning. It burns as a flaming fire. They are all as hot as an oven, and have devoured their judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none amongst them that calleth unto me. They don't call on God's name. Now watch this here. Verse 8. Ephraim, he has mixed himself amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. See that? It says, Ephraim, he has mixed himself amongst the people. Let's read that again. Hosea 7 and verse 8. Ephraim, he has mixed himself amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. That means that if you look at some people, like I have like a light-skinned nephew, and his dad is darker than him. My nephew is lighter than me. If you look at him, my oldest one, lighter than me. Now, when it says Ephraim is a cake not turned, you take a pancake and you cook it on one side. One side gonna be black, and the other side is still gonna be light, right? One side is dark and one side is light. That's why I say Ephraim is a cake not turned. You have some of our people, the Israelites, who some of them look very light, some of them are very dark, some of them are tan, brown, or whatever. Some of them are very light. Some of the ones that are very light be the ones that happen to not be dark, but they still Israelites or something like that. So that's what that's going into. So that's where that mixed race thing come in at. But you still are what your father is, even though we say those words because they're common. You see what I'm saying? When it says, well, you mixed, he looked mixed, this and that and the third. But God, according to the Bible, it goes by the genealogy of what your father is. Your father determines your family tree. Let's read that again. Hosea 7 and verse 8. Ephraim, he has mixed himself amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Verse 9. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here, and there upon him, yet he knoweth it not. The best slave, the Bible says strangers have devoured his strength. The strangers are people who are outside of the covenant of the nation of Israel, which if you're anything other than Israel, you're a stranger. That means you're not an Israelite. So that's what that word says. Strangers have devoured his strength. When you go into places like Walmart and you see how women's working up in there, and they mistreat their own people for the so-called white man, that means those are strangers that have devoured the strength. What is the strength? The strength would be the light shining as an Israelite. But they don't know that. And because they don't know that, that means that they have alienated themselves from his promises. And so the Israelite people, who are natural born Israelite, become just like, and they pick up the ways and the habits and having the spirit of Esau on them. You see what I'm saying? They had the spirit of Esau. That's why the Bible says strangers have devoured their strength. And so they pick up the ways of Esau. They pick up the hate way. They pick up the way of hatred. They pick up the way of mistreating you even though you brothers and your sister or whatever, but they have been trained puppets. The so-called white man has told them is to hate you because they hate them. And if you hate your people, we're going to uplift you and we're going to give you some brownie points. That's what we're going to do. The so-called white man sets us up on purpose. That's the title of this video. He sets us up on purpose. He uses us to be a slave. I notice a lot of people say that the best slave, which is truth, and I'm going to repeat it, the best slave in America is the one that don't know they're a slave. That's the best slave and Esau knows that. And as long as we don't wake up and come to ourselves, they're going to be laughing at them. They making fun of them. We got to wake up. Hold on. Women have ruled over us, King James Version, Isaiah.
According to Bible, King James Version, Isa 12:1. And in that day thou shalt say, O Lord, I will praise thee. Though thou wast angry with me, thine anger is turned away, and thou comfortedst me. 2. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Jehovah is my strength and my song. He also has become my salvation.
That's not what I'm looking for, but it was a good text. Isaiah, King James Version, women have ruled over us.
According to Bible, King James Version, 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. 13. The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people.
That's right. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12 through 13. Isaiah chapter 3, verses 12 through 13. It don't take long for it to get 30 minutes or over 30, does it? Let's get into Isaiah first. Let's see here. Whoops. King James Version. Strangers have rule over. Hold on. King James Version. Women have ruled over them.
Here's a result from search.
Isaiah chapter 3, verses 12 to 14. Isaiah chapter 3, verses 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Dang, this is powerful. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path. The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people. And see that with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your house. The Bible says, let's read the first part up again. It says, Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. When you go in places like Walmart, especially Walmart, you see a bunch of women on the cash register. So what that's actually going into is that the so-called white man, this is Bible prophecy, that God knew this was going to happen. That you go into there and you see them, they hire the women, the so-called white man, a so-called white woman, they hire a so-called black woman, and they ain't gonna hire the good, sweet black woman that's gonna have an eye open and wisdom to discern is to be sweet to you. Their job is that they're gonna put the brainwashed and the so-called brainwashed black woman, which would be ignorant, which would be the best slave, a person who don't know their history, their nationality, and have them is to mistreat their own people and debate and be into conflicts with their own people. What I'm trying to tell you is that the so-called white man is the one that pushed this gender, this war, this separation, hatred, war agenda between us as black men and women. But we can't even see it. So it takes a person who has a spiritual mind is to see that. Yeah. So that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to come back later on and we're going to talk a little bit more. And I still love my people. I'm going to say much love to my so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people.
which are the real Jews according to the Bible. I'll see y'all later. We'll talk some more.